Man, I'm horrible at intros. Why is it so hard to talk in front of a camera? Especially when you're by yourself and there's nobody else around. Got a new setup. I got a mic now. If you watched the last video, went and picked this thing up. I was like 10 degrees. And now it's 58 of a high today, which is really nice. So our buddy Tristan's coming over. Maybe just me and him. Gonna try to rip this lift kit off. If we don't get it today, we don't get it today, but rip it off and see what there's left to sell. So many of you don't know, but I also have a black cat eye. That's the whole reason why I bought this entire truck. And so I'm trying to figure out if I want to save the box in the cab as a spare, or if I just want to sell it and make my money back. And I do have a shop that I could be doing all of this at. But I just want to prove to you guys that it don't matter where you're at. All I have at my main house is a shed. I'm just trying to prove that you can do this anywhere. You go right outside, and I even got my pickup here is set up. I pretty much have every tool in here I need to take apart an entire truck. So we'll see how it goes. I have to run to Harbor Freight now. The jack stands, they do not reach. And that much wood stacked up that high. I put the jack stand on the ground, I probably got about 2 foot to the frame. So
we're going to Harbor Freight once Tristan gets here.
Hold on. We're back at Best Buy. I was just talking about how I got a new mic, and this mic is ass, so we're returning it. Yeah! 6-ton jacks acquired. It's the only ones that'll actually reach. Well, we made it back home. Got the jack stands. Look at these. Compared to my little Walmart 3-tons, these should do a lot better. Because I forget how tall that frame actually is now with this lift on. Put these jack stands on it and probably just do a time lapse removing this thing unless we find something weird.
Honey, I see you looking at me. I'm ready to go with you if you want me.
And that's all, folks. Well, it's as far as we've gotten for day one. Got the upper and everything removed. Almost got the knuckle off. Completely forgot that I do not have a CV axle nut or socket for that. So I'll have to go pick one up, but either way, I'm over it. All right, we're back home now. We are working on the black truck before it gets dark.
Hi, dogs.
So I didn't film a little bit, but this whole side's unbolted. And I also got this entire side unbolted. Got the CV axles out. We got the bolts for the drop member out. All we have left is getting this bracket off. And then Blade is just going to unbolt the drop bracket. The torsion bars are just going to drop, hopefully, the entire front section all at once and just pull it out. That should be the plan.
It's 5/8.
The next day.
I can't pull this thing out by myself, so I'm gonna use my fucking truck to pull it out.
Oh shit, not good.
All right, we got the whole lift off. He's here. That was a pain. Either way, got it in the backyard. We got it up on blocks. Probably washed it off, sanded it off, repaint it. I'm just gonna rattle can it. I don't need it powdered. So now, since that whole front end's gone, we're gonna take off the box, hopefully take off the rear end. I say that like it's gonna happen in 2 hours, but that's probably gonna take all day. Well, my phone died, but we kept going on it, and now box is off, rear end's out, everything's off that I want. Alrighty, we got a lot done. Got all electrical that I wanted, got the brake, wow, I forgot the name of it. The Hydro Boost. Tore off the steering wheel, all the steering wheel controls, because I want to swap that into mine. Tore the doors off, saved those. Obviously the bed, Rear axle's gone. Everything's cleaned up. So now we just gotta sand and paint all that stuff and then hopefully get my other truck set up and get ready to put that lift on. Goodbye.
3 days later.
Well, we are getting the cab out of here. Hopefully it fits through here. I won't be able to film much. I'll show you if anything bad happens, I guess. But for now, we're loading on the trailer and getting it out of my backyard. Well, not even 30 seconds after I entered that, we jumped it off the jack stands. Whoops. Well, we got it out. It did hit the cab lights, but somehow we got it out. No idea how, but we're gonna drop it off. And she is off. Got her all unloaded. Went 10 times easier doing it that way. I'm taking the lift now, putting it in the trailer. It's car wash, and hopefully we can start this weekend installing this. This has been like a month and a half project now, but it's by yourself, it's not fun. This thing is heavy. So thank God I brought the winch, got a snatch block, and rear end should go pretty quick, but that's where I'm at. Here we go. Finally got it on. Lift kit's on, rear axle's on. It's halfway tied down. See it picks on me. I'm out of breath. Got the trainer with a leaf spring. We go to the car wash now and wash it off. And then we get over to the house. At least I'll have the skid steer to unload everything. But hopefully I'll be able to update you then. If not, I guess we'll see what we're doing after this. All right, guys. We are in the process of chopping it up. It has been a while. I painted all of the lift. Got everything done. And then life happens, and I thought about selling the truck. I didn't sell it. Well. So anyways, yeah, I'm tearing this everything apart right now. I haven't filmed any of it because it's hard to set this phone up and do everything by myself at the same time. But I'm at the point now where I'm dropping the diff. I made sure that this drop bracket fit just fine. I'm getting everything mocked up. The thing that scared me was on this lift after I sanded it and painted it and spent a day and a half. Look at how bent this lift is. It does that. Even the lower control arm brackets, or whatever you want to call them, the brace, that's bent horribly compared to that one. So I wasn't going to throw this lift on, but I figured, tonight I'll do it, see if anything fits, but everything's bolting up. I'm going to keep tackling away. I'll update you when I get to a stopping point again. So, to give you a rundown, obviously sanded, painted the lift, put it on now. I didn't film any of it. So I was going to do this lift kit in my backyard, as I stated, and I wanted to tell everybody, you know, you can do this in your backyard, which everyone knows that already. But I realized that if I put this 6-inch lift on, obviously you guys have seen what we struggled with getting through my carport with the old donor pickup. This truck wouldn't fit out of my carport. It would hit the top and I'd have to tear it down. So we were doing it at the shop. I still could have done it outside, would have been just fine, but here we are at the shop, getting everything done. Also forgot to mention, I don't know if I did show it, but here's the old U-bolts. They were gone. So the local shop in town made us a brand new set of U-bolts. They made these in under 5 minutes. I was so impressed. This shop is very tight. Let's get these control arms on. Oh me my. I am so glad I did this without camera. She's in though. It's loose so I can align it. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna eyeball it. Yep. All right, cool. I'm gonna grease that and then I'm just gonna get the other side done. I don't think I'm gonna waste your time filming that side, but we'll get that done. Get the wheels on, set it back on the ground. Probably crank the crease up to the... What the fuck did I just say? We're gonna crank the keys up, probably to the moon. See how much lift we can get, but this angle looks a lot better than those ones, so we'll update you once it's out on the ground.
Leaning, I don't like it. If it ain't leaning, I don't like it.
Have you ever been to London? Who you a fool for this? Who you a fool for this?
Greased up everything and still rides good. I don't really have any complaints. Do not look at the tires though. I'll have a shop actually line it. But front end is practically done. Just needs to get aligned and I'm calling it good. And then for the rear, I do have a set of 2-inch spacers. So once we put that rear end in, get all that situated, we'll put 2-inch spacers on it so it's even. But I'm going to try and clean up the shop to at least make enough room where I can drive it all the way in and then just work on the rear end. So I don't know. I'll film when I can, hopefully. All right, sounds great. Cool, front end's done. Got the rear up in the air. First, I'm gonna take the drive shaft out, take the shocks off, make sure that those U-bolts will come undone. After that, pull the rear end first, drop that, then drop the leaves.
And then I got to figure out what I want to do about e-brake, because the ones on the other rear end are cut. I don't know how much of a pain in the ass it is to get these e-brakes off without fucking up everything. But yeah, basically just pull the lines up, get the whole rear end out of here, and then start bringing the new one in. Hopefully it goes pretty easily, but I'll keep you updated on where I'm at. There we go, rear end's out. Now I'm gonna drop the springs. Take those springs out, put the new ones in. I'm gonna have to really deep clean that rear end. I kind of screwed up. I left the pumpkin up, and yeah, as you can tell by that right there, there's a lot of water in it. So I'm gonna have to detail the hell out of the inside of that. Either way, she's out, so let's keep her trucking. Well, finally ran into a good problem. This bolt up front here, right into the gas tank. So I'm gonna have to drop the tank and slide it over to get that bolt out. But other than that, it's been going pretty good, but that just sucks.
I don't know what any of this shit is, and I'm fucking scared.
We finally got everything out. Finally.
I don't know how long I've been
This
waiting for
driver
this.
side was a pain. The bolt on the shackle didn't want to come out. Had to move the gas tank to get that bolt out. So everything's out of there. So I'm gonna start grabbing the new springs and new rear end and start putting it up. Well, we got the leaf springs in. I should say I got the leaf springs in. Damn! I got the rear end in. Everything went kind of good. That one bolt by the gas tank, just if you ever do this, don't try to just rip it out. Just push it to the side as hard as you can. I had to bend the ear to get to fit, so I'm just taking a water break, but I'll show you what it looks like. So, got the rear end slid in, got it all cleaned it out. Leaf springs are in, they're bolted in and tight. Gas tank's put back up. I know many of you might say this looks like shit, because obviously it's a rally can job, but you know what? We're going for a 20-footer. I'm just doing this to have fun. I think it looks pretty good. But I did forget that, like, the shackle that holds us on, the plates, I never painted those. So I might just get a little and call it a fucking day and not even worry about it. But I will probably update you once it's probably in. There really ain't much more to update, so see you when this is up there. Rear end is in. Cover's not, but everything else is in. New bolt, U-bolts. Need to get new shocks. That'll come another day. It looks like it's about level now. Ran into a couple issues. I don't know if I ever mentioned this or not, but the whole reason why I swapped the rear end is because this is a 410 rear end versus mine was a 373. Well, now my drive shaft, as you can tell, that big ass gap, I have to get a new U-joint. And then I'm not sure on that angle yet. I'll have to drive it down the road, see if it vibrates really bad. If not, I'll have to build a drop down bracket for that hanger bearing. Everything on this rear end is different from that rear end versus, well, bracket wise. So like the brakes, the brake line bracket's different. So I might have to build a bracket to raise it up so it doesn't stretch those lines really bad. Other than that, for today, I think I'm gonna put the cover on, fill it, hook up the brakes, and I think I'm just gonna leave the e-brakes disconnected. I've never used them in my life. Hook that up, try to back it out, and see what she looks like. I think it's on me for call it a night. Probably come back tomorrow and try it. So where I left off, the brakes are hooked up now. Diff cover's on. The thing that I figured out with the U-joints, they're like an inch off. But O'Reilly's doesn't sell a universal U-joint, so I'm going to try taking this yoke off and swapping with the other one and praying to God that they're both a 30 spline or whatever they're supposed to be. Hopefully those match, because I don't have to mess with making a custom U-joint. Other than that, I gotta fill it with fluid, which I'm not gonna fill it with fluid until I swap this because it's gonna drain some out. So I'll wait on that. Everything else is done. I just need to put fluid in this, and I still need to change the front diff fluid just for peace of mind. Hopefully tomorrow, though, we come back, we can just knock this out, and I think everything should be good. I'll probably bleed the brakes just to make sure that there's actually fluid in them because I just clamped the brake line. Nothing came out, so I don't know if these are even good or not, but either way, I'm going to call that a night and see what we can accomplish tomorrow.